Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony. Welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. So, Aaron Rodgers, that's the hottest topic in the league right now because we're entering training camp. He's going to show up. Is he not? Now, a year and a half ago, I made a video saying landing spots for Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, he's an LA kid. He just feels LA. He feels LA cool, that sort of thing. So I'm like, the Rams or the Chargers were top of my list, and probably the 49ers were as well. But if you take a look at those three teams, Trey Lance, Justin Herbert, and Matthew Stafford, there's no way he gets traded there. And so he's kind of in a bad spot for this year. This year is probably the worst time for him to all of a sudden want to demand trades. There are very few teams that we bidding for Aaron Rodgers' services. You know, Denver Broncos feel like they can compete now in a way, so that may create a little bit of want, a little bit of desperation. But they're in a division with Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert right now. Are they going to win this year? I don't know. But, yeah, so Aaron Rodgers basically doesn't really have that many options this year. He has to stick it out. Now, I was listening to Outkick the Coverage, which used to be hosted by Clay Travis. Now it's hosted by Jonas Knox and Brady Quinn. I think those guys are really funny. I like their tandem together. But that's besides the point. They mentioned, just jokingly, oh, yeah, why can't Green Bay just say, you know what, this is the last year of Aaron Rodgers. We're going to go all in on this year. I know they kind of didn't already. They already dropped Eric Stokes and that sort of thing. But let's go all in on this year and see what we can do. Now, I'm not going to break down the Green Bay Packers roster, but the general theme is you have a good enough run game. The offensive line is, I think, going to regress from last year. Bakhtiari coming off from that injury. Then you have Lindsley that left. So it's not really going to be an amazing offensive line. You like what you see from Elton Jenkins, but it's a lot of other question marks. You think solid to above average, maybe starters, but it's not going to be elite. But Aaron Rodgers, I think he'll be just fine. You wish that you had one more wide receiver besides Devontae Adams. MVS really does just drop a lot of balls. Lazard is okay, but you have Robert Tonyan, so you have a pretty solid offense, and one that you feel like can compete. The defense, you start seeing Kenny Clark. He's a good player. But some of that you question whether they're going to regress or not. They really don't have that true inside linebacker anymore. I don't think it really fit their defense either way. But your secondary now, you're trusting Eric Stokes, Kevin King, Jair Alexander, Adrian Amos. That's a pretty good secondary. You just hope that none of them get injured. The defensive line, you wish could be a little bit better. But, Rashawn Gary is improving a little bit. So this is a championship offense. The championship offense, championship defense, championship team. You question with Matt LaFleur a little bit, is he actually the coach? But, he went 13-3 his first 2 years, and they didn't really lose that much per se. You think they're a little bit worse than last year, and the Buccaneers may be the same, but they crushed Tampa Bay earlier in the year. So you're a top three contender in the NFC. It's them, the Rams, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at this point. But why can't they just say, hey, this is Aaron Rodgers last year, and we're going to go all in. That's it. So they have the roster. Now, it's going to create kind of a little bit of personality challenges. Now, it's like saying you're firing your coach, because if you're firing your coach, the new regime's coming in, I don't know what to do. But the kind of question is, the team, the key to this is Jordan Love being good. If Jordan Love is the guy, and Jordan Love just needs, if the team feels like they need one more year with Jordan Love, then this is perfect. This is perfect. But the whole thing revolves around Jordan Love. Now, if you're another team, you would start positioning yourself to be like, okay, I want to trade for an Aaron Rodgers. So you have the Miami Dolphins that, they're thinking about Tua. They're like, okay, let's go all in on Tua. Let's see what we can do with him. And then maybe offer him up in a trade. Do you have teams that can clear cap space in the offseason or start clearing, start making it more appealing for Aaron Rodgers to go to? And Aaron Rodgers can say, hey, I want to go to that team privately to the ownership and just say, okay, we're going to work out a deal. So the thing is, again, there are very few teams. New Orleans, who else? New Orleans, Miami, Denver. You say the Raiders if Gruden gets sick of Carr. But I feel like Gruden is purposely sabotaging Carr at this point in a way. Let's see what we can do with minimal talent now, which is a key thing. I'll mention in a couple of videos later. Is it okay to just surround Baker with a bunch of talents? I mean, it's good for your team. But is it good for actually knowing what Baker is like and actually helping his development that much if you just create a stacked offense? But do they even have a stacked offense? I don't know. But that's besides the point. But Aaron Rodgers, it could have a decent amount of repercussions, like I mentioned a little bit before with, okay, yeah, Devontae Adams, I just want my stats. You don't really work for the team. You you become a little bit selfish, and that kind of hurts the locker room in a way. But if Aaron Rodgers is fully committed this year, he has a speech to say, guys, I know I'm not going to be around next year. Jordan Love is going to be your guy. I believe in him. I trust him. It could potentially work. Now, it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Unprecedented. That's the word. See, I thought of it really quick. It's really unprecedented in the NFL. But things have happened unprecedented in the NFL over the past couple of years. Tom Brady is like, oh, I want this player, this player, this player. And I can tell anybody my sprained MCL. And he ended up being just fine. So I think that's the only way it could work because it's such an odd situation. What do you have Aaron Rodgers just back out? And then you'll be stuck with Jordan Love this year. And, I mean, if he's the guy, I guess he's the guy in a way. But maybe he just needs one more year of development, which is kind of hard to say with this era. Because guys have been good, usually develop right away. Or get, you want to say Josh Allen? Do you think Jordan Love could be a type of Josh Allen? Where, 60 PFF grade, then all of a sudden, I think the 90s or something like that. So you only get done by playing. So yeah, I guess that could work out, just playing Jordan Love this year and then flexing your leverage that way. But this is, I think, definitely an option that nobody's really talking about. So yeah, it'll create more bidding in the offseason, like the great Aaron Rodgers, sweepstakes, kind of like what Tom Brady had. And you'll see who wins the bid in a way, and that could be really fun, really, really fun to watch. Now, I also want to talk about in this division, what if Aaron Rodgers leaves and Jordan Love's a starter? What are my expectations? Now, according to Vegas, Aaron Rodgers is about 7.5 points for the line. So if he's not playing, the backup quarterback, it's 7.5 points, which if you do throughout the entire season, that's 119 points, 120 points. And a win is worth 32 points. So it's about 4 wins. And right now they're hovering around 11.5 over under, with a little bit of that factored in that Jordan Love will be the starter. So let's say I think their over under would be 11.5 minus that 4 would be 7.5. I think they're a 7.5 win team, which would basically give the division away to the Vikings. I think the Bears would also have a couple more wins, even though I don't really know what to make of the Bears. I'm making a whole video about that. What can the Giants expect from the Bears? What pick are we going to get from the Bears this year? I'm thinking about making a whole separate video. So there'll be around a 7.5 win team. He's going to go through his ups and downs. And we'll really see if Matt LaFleur is a coach that's good in a way. Maybe just it'll be a little bit of both. Is Jordan Love good and Matt LaFleur is good? Well, we'll see based on the tape, or other people will study the tape and I'll just comment on it. We'll see whether Jordan Love's actually a good quarterback. But from what I saw last year, we don't know what Jordan Love is. I don't think he's accurate enough for the NFL. That deep ball, I think he's too erratic. He doesn't hit that deep ball intermediate consistently enough in order to be successful. Now, we've seen guys develop accuracy, but just in the short videos I've seen with him and Aaron Rodgers would hit the target and he would be nowhere close to it. Maybe he can develop that. But he's big, strong, he has all the traits. Accuracy is a big deal because Aaron Rodgers can just put it where he wants to. Patrick Mahomes can put it pretty much where he wants to all the time. And that's something that's important. Because if you don't put it where you want to, you're going to throw a bunch of interceptions. Even if you're making the right decisions, you're going to be wrong a lot of the times because, it's going to land right into the hands of the defensive backs that you don't want to catch the ball, I guess. But, that's pretty much all I got today. Without Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers would be awful. Not awful. 7.5 is still about 500. I wouldn't rule them out completely. It's because they have a good roster. They have a pretty decent roster. That's what people are forgetting. Aaron Rodgers is not completely lifting this team, but we're going to see a lot more flaws from the wide receivers, let's just say. The ball's going to be nowhere near them. So if you think MVS is dropping wide open balls, just see what he's doing with Jordan Love. He's going to be trying to track the ball like a freaking center fielder. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think. Should Aaron Rodgers declare a trade, or what do you think the Green Bay Packers should do with him? Just my scenario, my personal opinion. I think Aaron Rodgers is being a little bit of a dramatic, but the thing is, with him, he's emotionally disconnected from the team now. That's it. And there's no repairing that. And is he being a baby? I don't know. That's just his personality. He's the one who had experience. But he's just done with Green Bay. And it's hard. It's going to be hard for him to dedicate everything in unless, I think, he just goes all in on this year, tries to bump up his trade value as much as possible. Actually, why would you bump up your trade value in a way? Because you're just going to go to a team that's worse off. but you're going to try to bump up your value for a good team to want you, for a good roster to actually want you, and probably offer up maybe a quarterback. That'll be the value that you're in. And we've already seen a lot of quarterbacks on the move, like Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. We rarely see QB swaps. But I hope you guys did enjoy this one. Again, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.